Internet. Jason Derulo, and I'm here to welcome you to our show.
This
Hello.
is not technical difficult. Well, the first part was
No.
technical difficulties. Now it's just Savannah being ridiculous.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
This is just me remembering that there's a T-Pain voice on Voice Mod. Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 50 of Slang 101. I'm your host and your fake T-Pain and your keeper of monsters, Savvy. And it's going to be one of those days. So if you don't like those days, feel free to go watch something else for the next 3 hours.
Your voice actually sounds weird now that you don't have a voice mod on.
Is this better? I'll just be T-Pain for the rest of the show. I won't. Hi, everybody. I can't do it. Because I have to listen to myself because I like how it sounds. We're here to play Monster of the Week. I did not get very much sleep the last 2 days. I'm not sure if anyone can tell because I think I'm hiding it pretty much perfectly. But we're gonna play Monster of the Week. You just watched our wonderful promo video. I always say that and then I feel weird about it because I'm the one that made the promo video, but I think it's pretty good. Highlighting all the shows we have here weekly on the channel. Weekly, some of them bi-weekly. But if you are here with us live, you can check out all of those shows in our schedule down below our faces on Twitch. If you're with us on YouTube, which is great, you're somewhere in the future. Our schedule is pinned to our Twitter. It's pinned to our Discord. It also probably exists other places that I'm forgetting, but those are the important ones. But we've got our social links there in the chat. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, you can follow us on Twitter, you can join us on Discord and talk to us and join our Discord roleplay server that we've been playing in nonstop for the last month or so. It's very fun. Our next live stream after this on this channel is going to be a Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're dark on Mondays. We'll be back on Tuesday for another Tabletop Tuesdays. And I'm running the show this week. We're going to return to Land of Eam. And it's going to be at least as silly as this. Probably more. But yeah, that's what we got going on for the next couple of days. And then obviously the rest of our schedule you can find in all the places I mentioned before. I'm going to let these folks mostly introduce themselves. Our good friend Rob is running a little bit late thanks to traffic, but he is on his way, and he would go first. So he's Rob, or bonus stage Rob, or bonus _stage _Rob. There's a lot of underscores in one of them and I don't remember where they go, but he's in a few places. You can follow him on Twitch. You can follow him on Twitter, where he tweets whenever he goes live. I don't know what else he's got going on, but I'm sure he's got a schedule that you can read.
And then I would go after the Rob. Hi, I'm
Oh,
Steve
wait.
Sit. Do we have a Rob? Do we have a live Rob?
Somebody take this away from me.
There we go. I mean, that was entirely necessary. Thank you, Fake Rob. Hi, I'm Christine Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid. I'm here a couple nights a week, including weeks that are Elegant Suffering weeks. Well, now Elegant Magic's weeks. We'll be here this Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern, for our Good Society game with magic. Which they do, if I just may throw that out there. They have another Kickstarter going. They have some additional desires for a card pack that are out and about, and they're doing a very limited reprinting of their physical copies of the game. So yeah, check them out. That's Storybrewers. They're fucking awesome, and we adore them. But yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern this week. Today, I am playing Isabel, the Mundane.
Hello, everybody. I'm LB Hackamup. You can find me at LB Hackamup on the Twitters and the Twitches. I will be live tonight at 8:30 p.m. EST for the first episode of Playthings of the Gods, which I recently, probably within the past couple weeks, noticed that it's the hashtag for it is just PTOG. It's a play of the game. That's what it is.
No, no, it's not.
I know. But
Wait,
but
I
I'm gonna
almost
use
believed you.
Yeah, I know. But no, we're starting our first game tonight, which is gonna be super fun. You get to see all the cool characters. So check us out there. Savvy will be there, and it's gonna be a good time. Other than that, today I'm playing Victoria. She is spooky.
That announcement was today's Play the Of game. I'm Val at the Kraken's Crown at Twitter and Twitch. You can find me whenever we're live here, either running a game on Fridays and Saturdays, or playing. We just had an awesome episode of Saturday Night's Star Power yesterday. It's very JoJo's, and it just got more JoJo's. People getting murdered and switching bodies and all sorts of fun stuff. So definitely check that out when it goes up on YouTube later this week. Tonight, I will be playing Hector Adonis, who is the Divine, and is very near death.
I forgot how near death you actually were. Rob's playing Professor Hinks, who is kind of close to death. I don't remember how close, but it's not doing so well. So let us get into it. Last time, perfect timing. Hold, please. The timing couldn't be any better. Hi, Rob. We're gonna get started. Last time on Slaying 101, you all, after many, well, what I think some of you might consider very irritating trials and tribulations on behalf of old Clambake, made it into the labyrinth. Yes, that labyrinth. The one with the Minotaur. You were initially separated, Hinks and Isabel dropping in together, Victoria alone, Hector alone. You explored for a little bit. Hinks using his wonderful brain, wonderful smart science abilities to start solving the maze, and also bonding with Isabel over puzzles and escape rooms. All was good on that front for the most part until you were horrifyingly chased down one of the tunnels by a Minotaur. Meanwhile, Victoria explored around quite a bit, found a Minotaur, another Minotaur, maybe the same one. No one really knows what's going on. And eventually made her way to Hector, because teleporting abilities are very convenient. Hector stood in front of a wall for a while, trying to solve a riddle, and solved it all on his own. And we're also very proud of him. He and Victoria put it together and were able to solve this riddle, finding the answer in Greek, laying their hand on the symbol for the stars, and opening up a false wall At the end of which was a portcullis in a room holding all of the people who had gone missing from Cedar Grove in the last 24 hours or so. Before you were able to get them out, Hector was approached by his best friend in the whole world, greatest nemesis, Demetra Antona, also known as Demi, also known as the Nephilim, that Hector has made it his life's mission to kill, because she is a daughter of Artemis, who his mom hates very much. In addition to hating some other people and the sun. I'm not going to get into that one. They fought. Hector started it. They fought. It was very frightening. But with his physical prowess and a little bit of help from Victoria and a well-timed jinx, Demi was slain, or so we thought. Hector, carrying her body around the labyrinth for a good long while, took her spear as well as the amulet shaped in the shape of the sun that she was wearing around her neck, put him in the pocket dimension, and very, very injured and bleeding everywhere, went to find their friends. You all reunited, made your way back to the prisoners, including one very sassy doctor named Kelly Mason, the sister of your good friend of mine, Mutt Danson. She turned out to possess some abilities of her own and was able to use them to both explain to you why she became a doctor and also to keep Professor Hinks and Hector from bleeding out and dying in the labyrinth. Victoria took charge of the group of hostages, doing her best in some unfathomable way, very endearing to her guide impression. And with the help of Hinks and Isabel at the front, you started to lead the hostages toward the very center of the labyrinth, hoping for a way out. And when we left off, there was some squirming and a familiar voice from the body slung over Hector's shoulder as he realized Demi was not dead. And now you're all walking through a maze. What would you like to do? So if I remember correctly, and I did write it down, that doesn't mean I wrote it down correctly. We have Hinks and Isabel in the front holding on to Demi's amulet. The Cedar Grove hostages in the middle, and then Demi, and then Hector and Victoria as a marching order. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's where we're at. That's where we're going to pick back up as Hinks, you're sort of leading the charge to find the center of the labyrinth. Is there anything you all would like to do? Any conversations you'd like to have? Any perhaps preparations you'd like to make, just in case?
Just Hector's internal monologue of, she can't come back that many times. If I just kept hitting, maybe. Yeah.
I was really hoping you'd say the internal monologue of just like
Whoop.
See, I thought it was gonna be like kill, 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 kill.
Basically.
Victoria, Hector is so aggressively thinking these things that I think you probably hear them.
Victoria kind of
Unwillingly.
just nudges Hector, like, dude, and then gives him like the calm down hand motion. I think I remember correctly from last week. We don't know how to get out of here, right? We know how to get to the middle, but that's it, right?
Correct. So Hinks's assumption was
We don't
it's
know
a
it
maze.
yet.
if you can make it to the center of the maze, you can probably find a way out. Hinks, based on how well he's been doing so far, you can get everybody to the middle.
Hell
But
yeah.
no, that's as far as the plan is going.
That's
Okay.
That's fine.
I assume Hinks is not concerned about this.
Concerned?
He has no
Please.
fear.
Exactly.
I think Victoria then is going to try to use magic to figure out a way out of here.
Okay. We'll use magic.
Oh jeez. I'm a professional and had roll 20 up already.
Of course you did. I wouldn't expect anything less from any of you. Especially not when not a single one of you is on time today.
Listen. It's the 50th episode and we were fashionably late to our own party.
I'm proud of you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? At least you all picked the same day to show up late.
Exactly.
It's way less stressful that way.
All right.
What would you like? So what would you like to do? You want to try to find a way out?
Yes, I would like to do one thing that is beyond limitations. I would like to I can only picture something from like Naruto, but I would like to like envision the way out, like be able to like look ahead and follow the path.
Okay. Hey, sure, why not?
Okie dokie.
It's weird. So like I envision that like maze thing, that maze screensaver on like really old PCs. Where you're just going through it Doom style. Yeah.
Oh, what you got?
I got a 5.
Oh,
By the way, I have a +3. I rolled 2 1s.
wow.
50th episode, baby.
boy.
Oh, well, as Roll20 is reminding you, make sure to mark experience. It's
Good
so
news.
excited for you.
I leveled up.
The face. I'm gonna have to share the art that's on these things because the face that this guy is
I
making.
mean, that's
so
probably
terrified.
that's probably the face you make when you roll 2 1s.
Or just
Ah!
horrified. Okay, you lose control of the magic. All right, so you're essentially trying to Google Maps your way out.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah, you mutter a few words under your breath and close your eyes for a moment, opening them, expecting some sort of path to be shown to you. Instead, you are just completely overwhelmed by the just sort of all of the innate magic that you have tapped into a little bit here in the labyrinth. Victoria, you look around, you try to focus. As you can see at first, sort of this glowing path form in front of you, and then the glow starts to also come from the walls and the ceiling and the floor, and you look around and you are very disoriented as everything sort of just grows brighter and brighter and brighter until there was just like this white flash in front of you, and then everything goes dark.
Okay. Victoria like does this thing where she casts a spell and then kind of like is trying to view through this lens that she's created with these strings that she usually uses her magic with. And I think that she like looks uncomfortable. Not that Hector is paying attention to her, but she looks uncomfortable and then she just like kind of gives a ah! and like covers her eyes. Starts to feel.
You okay?
Hector? Sorry. Hector?
Yeah.
Did I move? Am I in the same spot I was in?
You're right here.
Did the lights go out by any chance?
I don't think there were ever any lights to begin with, but what little we have, no.
There were
She
those
reaches-
orbs along the wall like lanterns.
Ah.
It was dim, but you could see.
She kind of reaches out towards Hector. You can
Uh.
see me though.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I can't see anything.
What did you just do?
I tried to find a way out by using magic. And then everything was magic, and now I can't see anything.
Great. We have a problem back here.
What? Just
What's wrong?
give me a. It's fine. Just give me a piggyback ride.
Everyone all right back there?
I'm barely
Yep.
holding myself up as it is, and you want me to carry you.
Hold my hand.
Demi is right in front of the two of you, debating so hard whether or not she says anything.
Shut up.
Are we all
I
right
didn't say
to
anything.
I can hear it.
continue?
You were about
I can
to.
hear it. Guys. No, we're good. Just keep going. Hector. She holds out her hand.
Like a
all right.
small child, he takes her by the wrist and starts leading her
Right
forward.
as rain.
I will hit you with my hammer again and leave you here.
Fine, I'll find my way out. And I won't go blind in the process.
You can eat my whole asshole. I can still melt your blade with my mind.
Right.
So, what have we learned about safe magic usage?
I don't know, Hector. Why don't you shut the fuck up?
A truly competent team.
We hurt ourselves more than we hurt other things.
Victoria's not having any of it today. Holy shit.
Victoria
Well, I
takes her anger
imagine-
out on other people.
I imagine it's kind of a scary experience. That she has no one to blame for but herself.
Yep. Continue on.
So if we do find this thing, then what?
Well, then I
Because last I checked, you've got 14 hostages, 13 of which seem to be completely mundane. The 14th, who barely has any control over the powers that she has, a blind seer, a professor who's not a professor, your grandma, and an idiot. Did I miss anybody?
I liked her better when she was dead.
my plan was just to push you in front of it and hopefully give everybody else enough time to get out. Since you can't die, I guess there's no downside to that.
Oh, no, I can die. It's not permanently.
Well, there you go. You got nothing to worry about.
I have everything you need to beat it.
You want to share with the class?
No, because you're being a dick.
Then we're going with plan A.
Great. So do you think it's permanent?
I assume you weren't asking me that question.
No. Sorry, do your ears also not work?
I'm gonna give her a big whammy real quick here.
She deserves it.
That's a 10.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Do you want me to?
You can use trash to kick some ass. When you do roll weird so tough. Okay. Yeah, but you have a -1 to the roll because you can't don't know where she is.
That's fine. I can feel her mind. Still a 9.
That's a 9. Okay. I gotta pull up kick some ass. So many moves in here. I think it's just you inflict harm on each other. Yeah. So you reach out, sort of listening to her voice, trying to locate exactly where she is. But when she speaks, you sort of latch onto that and reach out with a big whammy. And you hear her sort of wince and kind of suck in her breath a little bit. What is it? 2 harm?
2 harm.
Okay.
We had
Ignore
a chat
armor.
redemption for first aid
Oh, nice.
For Hector,
for,
please.
for Hector.
Hector. Thanks, chat. But as you connect with her and you hear her sort of suck in pain, there is a little bit of backlash that is thrown back to you. So you are also going to take 2 harm, ignore armor.
Okay. Worth it.
What part of I can't die did you miss?
Well, you just said you can die.
Well, yeah, but
I'm getting mixed
if
signals
she
here.
dies trying to fuck with me, she won't come back.
But you can feel pain, and that's really what I was going for. Can you just shut up and let's go?
Fine, lead the way.
We'll lean back to Victoria and say, I don't suppose you can poke around and find out what it is that she knows about how to kill this thing.
I can if you like.
I mean, either that or we go with plan A of me hucking her at it and give us enough time to get out.
You know, honestly, at this point, I'm okay with both of them.
You can see now why I killed her.
You can see why I didn't stop you.
Listen, Demi sucks, but Hector just tried to kill her out the gate. So
He did kill her.
I'm saying upon first meeting.
None of this would have happened if Ajax had gone with the plan. This is all RJ's fault.
Go kill Ajax then. You want to poke around in her brain?
I mean, yeah, after we move through a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I assume you're moving on. Hink's at the front, kind of leading everyone around. You're doing amazing. You're very smart and good at mazes. And then just disappears.
Then he was gone.
And
Okay.
then he was gone. All right. Yeah, you move through for a few more minutes. After yawn. Excuse me. You move through for a few more minutes, and then once everything is sort of calmed down, winding down a little bit, as Hinks is leading the way, you poke around.
Yeah. I guess what would I be doing?
I don't know. What are you trying
Manipulating
to do?
someone? Like manipulating her brain to see if I can figure out what she knows?
Yeah, you can certainly try that.
Would investigate a mystery also work for this too?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think your telepathy lets you do
Yeah.
either of
Investigate
those,
a
right?
mystery, read about a situation, and manipulate someone.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, depending on what you want to ask then, probably investigates probably the closest. So yeah.
So we can ask how to kill it.
Yeah.
You already killed her once today.
No, kill
But I
the
do-
Minotaur.
I know.
But I do have manipulate someone advanced. So I could I mean, no spoilers, I could WandaVision her if I'd use manipulate someone.
Means
That means
to
nothing
me.
to
I
me.
haven't seen an episode.
Just
of the
okay,
show.
just kidding. Okay. I will investigate a mystery.
Okay.
That's an 8.
Okay. Then you would get one question, either from the list or from your brain.
Okay. How do we kill it? How do we kill the Minotaur?
Minotaur?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, you wait until everything has calmed down a little bit, until she's a little more relaxed and has been quiet for a while, just kind of walking along. And you sort of reach out, poke around in her brain a little bit, and you get as you dig a little deeper, looking for anything sort of specifically related to the Minotaur, you get flashes of a few images, particularly these are like I like memories, like very, very short sort of snippets of Demi's memories. You get this image, this very short scene of somebody handing over this amulet to her, the one that I think Isabel now is holding, and her putting it on, sort of tucking it in, and then you get another flash of a couple of different times of her holding this spear. You recognize it. You've seen her use it. It's this long, sort of light, smooth wooden handle with a very large bronze tip.
Yeah. The one Hector took.
And yeah, the one Hector took. And you sort of get snippets of her just one-sided, sort of having a conversation with somebody, you're not sure who, and them handing the spear over to her. And there's sort of this memory as she takes hold of it. There's almost like a flash, like a memory within this memory of this, like this fire and what looks like a forge. Almost like it just kind of flashes in her mind for a second, and then disappears.
Okay, she'll lean, like tap Hector, like kind of touch up his arm so that she can tap him on the shoulder. The spear and the amulet are the keys.
All right. It's that easy. I just figured there was something more complicated than that. Okay. Well, I have the spear and Isabel has the amulet.
Are you all right?
Am I all right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still bleeding, but not as much as before.
All right. I hope we don't run into this thing, but if we do, just be careful, all right?
Define careful.
Try not to get hit.
I'll try. I'll try to stab it before it stabs me.
Right. You know, I could try to find this thing, but it might go really bad.
Let's assume it's gonna find us once we get to the center.
All right.
And just be ready for it.
All right.
Hopefully your thing clears up before then.
I hope so too.
I can try to fix it, but
No. That's all right. I can manage.
okay. Maybe once we get out of here.
Yeah. Or I'll have Abby take a look at it. No offense.
I'm very proficient with healing.
Maybe once you're not so knocked up.
Yeah, I mean, carrying me around brought me straight back to life, so.
I said quiet.
And I said, fuck you.
I'm gonna hit her again.
You crushed my ribs with a hammer.
Should have crushed your head.
Guess we'll find out next time if that works.
All right, I can hear all of you all the way from up here. Do we have to turn this caravan around?
Sorry, miss.
Grandma.
She'll
I
kill
heard
you.
that too, young lady.
Oh, I know. She's the only one I'm even remotely afraid of.
Now, anyway, as I was saying, Mr. Hanks, I had been thinking of doing some sort of interactive thing for the debut of my new Netflix series. So I was thinking maybe we could turn Rules of the Rogues into an escape room. It would be sort of an interactive thing. Would you be so kind as to maybe do a little bit of consultant work for me on this?
I would. If I'm allowed, I will turn your house into.
Oh,
an
darling,
escape room.
not my home. No. We'll rent a space or something.
Okay.
And that's how the escape room movie happened. And that's how the Saw franchise happened.
Do you want to give a couple more takes on that? We can just edit out the
Yeah,
to the best one.
Yeah.
Or no.
Is Isabel doing a Bandersnatch? I don't think I have any others.
I don't know. We'll talk about it in post.
Vote
Either
in the
one or
chat
three.
which one
yeah.
was best.
1, 2, or 3.
We'll edit the other ones out of the episode when it goes live up on YouTube.
So you wander for a while. Most of you wander. Hinks, you're not wandering. You know where you're going. You make a couple of more turns, and eventually, Hinks, you feel like you're heading the right direction. You make one more right turn down a short corridor, and again you find a one of these tall, like, portcullis gates. You look through it and you see a large circular room with a large boulder in the center that has been split mostly in two.
Does it look as though I don't know, large creature with potentially horns split it in half?
Maybe.
Oh good. Okay.
That's a fair inference. There are some large gouge marks, I would say, across in stone on some of the walls.
Cool.
It has vague arena vibes.
Yeah, okay. Is there like I guess, was there anything in the boulder, it looked like, or is it literally just a boulder cracked in two?
It is currently just a boulder that is cracked in two.
Okay, so it doesn't look like something was essentially they didn't break it open to get something out of it, probably.
No.
It was probably, like, I don't know, thrown at somebody.
Maybe.
Great,
Victoria did at one point also describe a very, very large axe.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Hinks would remember all of these things, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
He has a big brain.
Big brain energy. Cool. Did we come through the only entrance from what I can tell, or no?
You can see directly across. There is another gate that is currently open.
Gotcha.
But it's hard to see from this distance. Hard to see where it goes.
Okay. I hesitate to step forward. Can't.
Is this what we were looking for?
Well, we did enter using a stone.
Yes.
How possible is it if said stone was still functional if it was split in half?
You're asking the wrong person, darling. I don't do much with the magic, as you know.
That's true.
I suppose, just like when my computer goes on the fritz, it's one way to find out.
I can't turn a boulder off and on again.
Well, maybe if we just sort of push the pieces together or something.
Oh, yes. Hector, how are you feeling?
Sore.
Great. So we may need to actually wait before I'm just an asshole to our like extremely hurt tank. Does this look anything like the stone that we all put our hands on and voiped in here?
Does not. This is just a boulder. The stone, just for y'all's memory, as much as mine, was more of a standing stone. So it was sort of a thin, kind of like, it wasn't super carved or anything, but it was more of like a small sort of like obelisk shape.
Got it.
Where it's like tall and thin.
More Skyrim Waystone and less SpongeBob Boulder. Got it.
Yes, exactly.
Cool.
The only two things I reference when preparing for this game.
If
SpongeBob
there's a
and
starfish
Skyrim.
living
SpongeBob
underneath
and
this boulder.
There is now.
Shit. It's not a boulder. It's a rock.
It's a rock.
Okay, dope. Never mind. Never mind. Hector, you're fine. Do some stretches. Work out the soreness or whatnot.
Think stretching's just gonna reopen my wound.
Nope, then don't do that.
Well, we've made it here. We still haven't figured out who's behind all of this.
No.
Somebody is here controlling this creature.
Yes.
Or at least using it.
It's not possible it's that Clampig fella, is it?
I didn't get that impression. This is going to sound stupid, probably, but no comments. Points over to Demi. Perhaps luring the creature here is our best bet.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry. Hector, excuse us. She's going to move through the group with Hector up to the front so that we're not shouting over everyone, and kind of pull everyone to the side so it's not like
Demi's definitely following you.
Oh, please, darlings. We'll be right with you.
Wait, I actually think this is a pretty good idea. Just saying.
I'm sorry, can I get that again? I had some blood in my ear.
I could just cut it off.
So
try.
What you are trying to say?
It's not actually that hard to...
will both of you shut up?
Sorry.
So, what you are saying is that you think that the only way that we are going to get out of here is if we kill this thing?
maybe not, but I think whoever is tied to it or using it will be... If we can trap the creature, or at least contain it in some way. I'd rather not fight it if we don't have to, but...
I thought that's what this thing was for. Supposed to put it to sleep or something. The amulet of Pasiphae.
Mm-hmm.
If we
You do know a thing or two.
If we
I
use
try
that,
not to go into things unprepared, my dear.
maybe we can find out if there are any magics controlling the creature. Try to find the person that is behind this. I
There
wouldn't
is
imagine they'd
definitely
be far
something
off.
controlling it. I said there's definitely something controlling it. Its mind is completely garbage. And it's been through some sort of blender and something's mixing it up.
So either releasing it from this spell, hoping that it'll turn on its current master, or we find some way to divine who is the person behind this. They would be the ones that would be able to get us out.
Have we asked all of them yet if they remember anything?
Not yet.
A moment. She's gonna just walk over to the 14 assembled random people. All right, darlings, I'm trying not to be too loud. So just so we have all the appropriate information, please just raise your hand if you remember anything specifically about what happened right before you woke up here in this maze. Anyone? Any particulars? A person? A vision? Some words spoken? Anything like that would be extremely helpful. Anyone?
There's a little bit of murmuring from the group. Looking around, you can hear, especially the ones that know each other or were together when they were taken, trying to parse through like what's actually helpful. Like, oh, like no, she doesn't need to know where we went to dinner right beforehand. Kind of trying to like parse through, and then one of them, sort of a younger woman, like dark auburn hair, kind of pulled back in a braid, standing next to a young man who is almost identical to her, probably a set of twins. They kind of whisper to each other for a second, and then she raises her hand awkwardly. They're young. They're probably student age, like maybe 20.
Yes. You dear, right there. Go ahead.
Yeah. It was well, it was after we ended up here. But I don't know, everybody's memories seem kind of fuzzy, but me and Sean remember something.
Oh, you're the twins. Sean and Felicity? Right. What do you remember, darling?
Well, everybody else sort of, everything's kind of blank, and then they just remember waking up in the cell. But we were somewhere else before.
Where were you?
In there. As she points through the closed gate, the big circular, the room that looks like it's probably a murder room.
Oh, sweet.
we-
Did it look like that?
Yeah, there was a big axe in the rock, but we landed there first. There was a guy in there.
A guy.
Yeah, it's and she kind of looks around you, and her brother's kind of like whispering to her, and they talk amongst themselves for a second. And she kind of looks, and around the gate, you can kind of see off to the left, kind of pushed up against the wall, there is a sort of like a raised platform, and there is a large stone chair sitting there, kind of pushed back away from everything else, sitting over there.
What did they look like? Old, young, tall, short, skinny, thick?
I mean, kind of tall, tan, and she's kind of looking to him for confirmation, like they're trying to remember. Brown hair, dark hair, but he was dressed weird.
Weird how?
I mean, well, sort of stereotypical ancient Greek.
Tunic.
Kinda, yeah. He had and she looks up at her brother and he's whispering something to her. Circlet. I don't know. He's the history guy.
Did this circlet look like anything? Gold. Did it have a jewel on it?
Gold. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really get a good look.
Did
But-
he say anything?
I don't really remember. I just remember seeing him, and we weren't in there for very long. He just kind of looked over us, and then, bam, we're in the room with everybody else.
Oh. So he
Sean
just
thinks he's
sent you over.
I don't know, important.
Why do you say that, Sean?
Sean looks at you, and then sort of looks down to his sister, kind of mumbles something to her. He had a what? A regal demeanor.
Oh.
You play too many video games.
Sort of princely, would you say?
I guess.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Felicity. You've been very helpful. Oh. All right. Well, y'all sit tight and we're just gonna convene over here, okay? I think we're dealing with Theseus here.
Victoria is looking like she's trying to look like she can see. So she's kind of like looking at the ground, like nodding like she's listening. Like the Theseus, like
Well, technically speaking, wouldn't the Theseus, if we're going by Mr. Adonis's terms, have been a Nephilim?
that's true.
I'm not sure, but
Well, the myths say that he was son of Poseidon and his mother was immortal, so he would have been an Nephilim, right?
perhaps. Boy, it's getting a bit crowded in here with us.
Nephilims or all of us standing here?
No, a Nephilim.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry you have a rather big family, but might be important to know about.
Oh,
But this circlet? That might be important.
Maybe he used it to control the beast.
I still think luring the creature here might be our best plan. If we can bring it here and pacify it or render it not a threat to us, then it'll be, whoever this is will be forced to appear.
Yes. Disrupt its
Connection.
connection to the beast. They'll presumably come running, but well, then we have to fight a Nephilim.
Right. Well, I can't imagine what their goal is here that we would be. I mean, we know what we can guess what their goal is, and I can't imagine whatever they'll say will make us not want to fight them, but we can at least find out what their overarching plan was here and perhaps convince them otherwise.
I mean, the whole point of all this is, I mean, we know that there is an exit, right? I mean, we're not, like, Theseus got out, and apparently Theseus knows his way through. With a
Got
string.
out or is located somewhere else in here.
I wonder if Theseus' string is still here. Well, if he was here, if he was in the center, either he's memorized it by now or his string might still be around. I mean, I don't know. I'm just postulating, but
It's
like,
also possible that the exit isn't so literal.
right.
Right.
I just think we should get these people out. They didn't sign up for this, not this fighting. And if this bowl is, really meant to just eat them, might be dangerous.
Well, here's the thing. They're kind of our best bait right now, too. The whole point was offering them to the Minotaur, right?
Right.
It's
But I'm a bad person.
I'm not saying we give it to them or give them to it. I'm just saying that, one, I don't know how we're going to get them out of here before we deal with the thing.
How about we start by getting them back in? There's a little area around here, right? Like a little cage or something?
She points at a wall. Yeah, over there, somewhere around here is like that. There were gates. There were 2 gates that closed off where the Minotaur was.
You're right in front of one, darling.
This one is the one I was talking about.
She can't see.
What on earth happened?
She blinded herself with magic.
Victoria!
At least it wasn't with
Harper.
science.
I was going to say that.
I know. That's why I said it first.
Damn it. Well, in any case, stay close to us and hopefully we'll have a solution in the lab or it'll wear off.
Right. No, not the biggest issue that we need to deal with right now. We just need to get. I think if there
Hinks, do you think there's a way that you could close the gate?
Well, I could certainly give it a go.
Because
yes.
if we can lure the creature in here, get everyone on the other side of the gate, and close it in here with us, they'll be safe. We can deal with the creature and then figure out our next step.
Oh.
I'll take a look at the gate, see if I can rig a trap of some sort.
Okay. So the gate is currently closed in front of you. Hinks, you take a look at it. I'm not gonna make you roll. It's a very simple machine. It is essentially you can't see where the where the pulley system is, but at its core, it is just sort of a large portcullis that somewhere there is a pulley that would, if you pull on it, raise it up. And then if you let it go, it'll go back down. It's very simple.
Okay. Well, fairly workable.
And just so that I know, because I'm maybe a little fuzzy on it, the
Mm-hmm.
gate leads to, or on the other side of the gate is the cage that the Minotaur was in, or the circular room or the center that we're in right now is where the Minotaur was. And
You're in hallway.
We're in
Gate in
hallway.
front of you leads to big circle room.
Gotcha.
Gate across big circle room is open.
Okay. So yeah, if we open this gate, get in there, and then lure the creature in, people out, close the other gate.
And just for your reference from last time, so Victoria, you would know this if you could see it because you opened one. Hector, you've seen this happen. They are openable. Victoria literally just lifted one open using magic and superhuman strength, but they are able to just be sort of lifted in a sort of last-ditch effort.
Right, so what do we open up this one, send everyone into that hallway, close it, and then close the other one when the creature comes in, and then it's stuck with us?
That's,
You muted.
So I had to go through so there was a gate and then there was a room and then there was another gate and that's where the Minotaur was, just so we're aware. Okay. Not including. We're not in the circle room, right?
No, we're on a gate on the other side of it.
There's 2 hallways leading
I
out
know
from
that.
the circle room.
Yeah.
I know this.
Oh, okay.
Victoria can't see anything.
All right.
She'll just like walk her up and put her hands on it. This is one of the gates.
No,
It's closed.
I know what a gate is. I'm just saying
Okay.
we're not
It's-
physically in the room with the rock,
no,
right?
we're on the outside of it right now.
Okay. Hector, I was able to lift the other grate to get these guys out
All
with
right.
magic. Obviously not me.
I'll try to lift this one up then.
Is there a way to do it that wouldn't involve ripping open Mr. Adonis's wounds? Is there like
Well,
a
yes, if
pulley
I
system or something? Why
Create a lever or pulley system. Yes, of course.
don't we try that first?
All right.
Someone from the
Or
literal
voice
crowd of
You
people.
are voice modded.
Who am I? Am I T-Pain?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
T-Pain
yeah.
is there, and he raises his hand.
Mr. T-Pain, you
There
have
we
a
go.
question?
I must have hit the button. T-Pain, why you do this to me? Okay. Am I T-Pain still?
Mr. T-Pain, yeah.
No.
T-Pain is here, and he wants to help. Man, I love it when that happens. There is sort of a couple of people pipe up from the crowd behind you, who are just kind of like, I'm. If we're just trying to lift it, I mean, there's a lot of us.
Everyone wants to help.
Saying.
Come up here. Let's see if we can get this thing up.
Everyone
that
but the man that's on death's door. Step away, Mr. Adonis.
I can deal. I'm about to have to fight a
Step
minotaur. I should
Away,
probably-
please. Well, then why don't you save your strength for that instead of ripping open your wounds? Thank you.
Keeper, is it I know that Victoria isn't that strong and I used magic. Does she think that it's plausible that like with more people they have the strength available since she knows how much strength it takes?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's possible.
No harm in trying. Let's give this a shot. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Lift.
All right. It takes a minute and
With
some
your legs,
struggling.
not your back.
But now that everybody's sort of regained some strength and some confidence and everything, with the help of all of your new friends, you can lift up the gate enough to at least be able to slip underneath it.
Cool.
All right. I think maybe leaving it now. If we let go of it, is it just going to crash right down, or can we wedge something underneath it to keep it up a little bit?
And I helped.
Mr. Payne, I appreciate it. If you could give us a moment to figure this out.
Thanks, T-Pain.
You
Thank you, Mr.
could. T-Pain is here and is canon. No one can tell me otherwise. If you wanted to, these people are not going to be able to hold it for any length of time. But if you wanted to try to wedge something under it, you certainly could. It's very heavy.
He's, you know what Hector's gonna do? He's gonna summon his hammer and just wedge it in the corner of the gate because he's gonna use the spear anyway.
Okay.
So we'll wedge it.
Yeah, your hammer's magical. So.
Yeah. We'll kind of wedge it there, and so that, because my thought is, and make sure we're on the right page, that everyone's in here, we lure the bull in here, everyone rushes out, we drop the gate, Minotaur's trapped. Both gates, and the Minotaur's trapped. Does that sound like
That's what you want to do.
I will just point out, however, that considering took about 14, 15 of us to lift it and keep it open slightly, what keeps the Minotaur from just lifting it up himself?
Lack of intelligence. I mean, he was stuck in his room.
How did he get
When
on the other side? Oh, young man, the the circlet man. You think he's the one that opened it for him?
It's my guess. When I looked at it the first time, it seemed like you weren't able to open it. I mean, it seemed like there was something else. I don't know if he could lift it and that's how he got out, but I mean, these are reclosing. Those ones didn't, from what you've told me.
All right.
Well, either way, it'll take a moment for it to be able to try to do that. That'll give us some time to try to stop it if it does
Alright.
attempt.
Alright.
But hopefully it'll be focused on us.
All right.
I don't know if I should hold on to the I have the spear. Should I hold on to the amulet as well? Or should we...
You have my spear.
My spear now.
No?
I
don't
believe
know.
that is how it works. If someone's bested in combat, the other person takes over their belongings. Isn't that historically accurate?
Plus you were dead, so...
Okay,
wouldn't
it's
have
2020.
Kept it anyway.
Yes.
I don't know how they did things in your century, but no.
Oh, honey, you do not want to start in that road. Why don't you go to the back of the group again where you're most useful?
I'm most useful helping you fight the thing.
I don't know if that was a dig at my years or at Mr. Adonis's, but either way, I'm not offended.
Hmm.
With
Coming after
years
my
comes
mother.
experience.
As much as I don't want to trust her with this, she does have a point. 2 of us fighting is better than 1.
Or 5 of us.
Well, 2 of us fighting.
All right. You know there's 3 of you here, right?
I'm sorry.
Ms. Mason. She's also Nephilim.
Or
What, sister?
I don't... Did we decide she was a Nephilim, or did just
I don't
think
know.
she was something unhuman?
she healed you with magic. She's either a Nephilim or she's... I mean, we obviously should not include her in this fight, but... Unless she's willing to.
We'll take volunteers, but I don't want to get any civilians hurt here.
Right.
So then gather everybody up and get ready to move.
Yep.
All right. Everyone, we're all getting ready to put our plan into place. So if we could all just move right over here, that would be great. Get everyone in place. Victoria, your terrifying flight attendant seemed to work so well before, if you'd like to continue.
Yeah. All right, people. Just make sure I'm facing the right way. All right, people.
Victoria's
We
just talking
are.
to the wall.
Turn her to face people.
This is... We're in the end game now, all right? So I'm gonna need y'all... We're gonna try and trap this creature in this place. I'm gonna need y'all to go in that room right there.
Turn her so she's pointing to the
Right
right
there.
room.
And we're gonna need you guys to stay back and to stay safe. If anybody feels like they want to fight, I would suggest not. But if you have some sort of cosmic power or magical abilities, please say so now, because we are going to be fighting a Minotaur, if not just trapping it to trying to find a way out. Does anyone have any questions?
There
All
doesn't
right,
appear
good.
to be
Now
any
everyone,
questions.
please. Now please move into this room.
I really wanted like one dude to like be really good at close-up magic.
You mean like this?
No, not like that.
No, you need to go to the
James
back of
Wu.
the group. In fact, no, you know what? Come to the front, because if anyone's going to get lost, we want it to be you. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, I dated a magician once. I
So,
had to...
Chris Angel and T-Pain are here with us.
Chris Angel and T-Pain
Yes.
are... I don't have a
There's lot of
voice for
famous
Chris
people
Angel.
in Cedar Grove, apparently.
What
A
does Chris
lot.
Angel sound like?
A douche. Sorry.
Intolerable.
Intolerable. He's so incredibly emo today that he refuses to speak. All right, so you're sending all of the people where?
I figured
In
they'd
the-
hang out by the gate. once the Minotaur was in, then they'll move to the other side, and Hector will grab his hammer to close it.
Okay.
So
So everybody in the central room, Minotaur come in, people go out.
Yeah, go into where Victoria found him before.
Okay, not back out into the
Is there
Right.
another
like, hall.
Wait, there's another cage or something in this room?
Yeah,
there was
there's the
another
two
set of
hallways.
doors across that were open.
But okay.
Y'all haven't looked. Victoria saw them earlier. It is essentially a dead end, with two gates in front of it, where Victoria first saw the Minotaur sleeping,
Gotcha. So through that other door is
like his
a-
bedroom.
is a dead end. Okay. So
Yeah, it's a dead end.
we'll put the people in there and close that gate. That sounds like the better plan.
We've
I was
broken
under
into the murderer's house.
I
We're
was under the
now
impression that they
in the
both
foyer
fled out.
outside of their bedroom. We're going
Like
to
to
now hide the murder victims in the murderer's bedroom.
Yeah.
Like to put them all in the panic room.
I was under the impression that they both led back out into the maze, but I understand now.
No. Okay, so you usher everyone into the dead end.
Mhm.
He doesn't
the-
have like any like personal pictures on the walls or like anything embarrassing.
There's
No,
a
I
lady
would-
Minotaur.
It's all just posters of lady minotaurs in bikinis.
Oh, it's a 17-year-old Minotaur. I feel so bad.
I played Hades.
No.
I know there are pictures of him and Theseus in there on their
Or
their
a really
vacation to the
maladjusted,
beach,
like 30-year-old Minotaur.
Oh,
yeah. No, it's I say bedroom. It's less of a bedroom, more of a
And
cell.
more of a man cave. Oh, okay.
no.
This Minotaur
Yeah.
peaked in high school, which is what I'm gathering.
He has
There's
a
a big
72-inch
screen.
flat screen.
Yeah, and it's hanging. It's hung up on the wall, and the shelf
A bed,
underneath it is just
no
all
box
of
spring.
Liz, like,
It's
nothing
wall mounted,
else.
but like there were a couple other holes still in the wall from where he tried to wall mount and they didn't go well.
Yeah.
There is a big trophy case on one wall, but like if you look at the trophies, they are all from high school. There's nothing past
Yeah.
that.
Ooh, okay. I know a few of these Minotaurs in real life.
Yeah,
It's a big
I know.
Call of
No.
Duty poster on the
Ooh,
wall.
I know this Minotaur. Ooh.
it's basically
It's like a
cell.
poster of Eminem, a poster of Bruce Willis, and a poster of like some like a hot rod girl. Like it's just
This is getting way too real.
Oh, and a Pulp
is-
Fiction poster as well. Yeah.
They're on either sides of the TV. Are two more posters, and just one of them is from Fight Club, and one of them is Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
Oh god! Oh, yep. No,
I
there,
know
yep, we
this
went there.
person
we went
in
there.
real life.
I know
Oh
this
my
Minotaur.
God.
I dated
know
this
this
person.
Minotaur.
literally
I was
all-
this person.
literally all three of these posters. Oh my god.
I had a Boondock Saints poster in my dorm in college.
Uh,
It's basically a cell with two gates. There's
okay.
yeah.
So we'll put the people in there. I guess we'll just open the other gate the rest of the way then, so the Minotaur can get in, unless we want to leave it closed to give ourselves some breathing room. Make it have to get through that gate.
Should we have a party in his bedroom and make him really jealous?
All night long.
Hector will take the hammer out from underneath it and let the gate close.
Okay.
We're gonna death house this and then blast the shambling mound.
The
through
shambling mound.
gate. Yeah.
Okay, so you put all the people in the Minotaur's cell, closing the gates behind them. That takes some effort to pull them down from the ceiling. So it takes a few minutes, but you manage to do it. Put a gate in between them and the circular room that you are currently in. Hector, you pull your hammer out from under the gate that goes back out into the labyrinth, slams down into the ground with a thud, and you are now locked in to this central room.
All right. I'll go out there and make some noise. Try to lure it back here.
No offense, Hector, but I'm pretty sure I can be louder than you.
Who am I giving this thing to?
Hector summons the spear. Hands it to Demi.
Where are you? Oh, I can't see this.
Nope.
She knows what to do with it.
I'm sorry?
The amulet.
What do you do with it? You put it to sleep. You have to turn it on or something?
I don't think it's gonna put it to sleep, per se, but it's more of a calming effect. You know who Pasiphae was, right?
I can take from his name that it's probably where we get the word pacify.
That was a terrible horror game.
Minos' wife,
Oh,
the Minotaur's mother.
right.
Queen of Crete. I knew that one.
Good job.
Okay,
Pepe.
sorry. I need to go back to this. He's in his mother's basement. Anyway, go ahead.
He is living in his mother's basement.
Do we go from Mothman, actual fucking Mothman, to incel Minotaur on this show?
Listen.
Oh, God.
No one has asked the Minotaur how he feels about women.
That's true.
He's not in his cell right now, though. He's out of it.
He doesn't.
And he's
he doesn't
doing
need to
just
be asked. He
fine.
will tell you.
All right, are we ready?
Yes.
I'm still not 100% sure what you guys are doing, but okay. So you give Demi the spear, and she vaguely explains what she means by the amulet.
All right, so Mr. Don is here.
Someone else here, a cat? Is there a cat here?
No.
Oh, Jack!
Do you want to play? Okay, Jax, what do you do?
It's
You
just,
play
I'm a
Hector.
tabaxi monk. I go fast.
Yeah, you go fast. There's cats everywhere.
Just cats everywhere.
This is ancient
This
Greece,
is-
not ancient Egypt.
This is the 50th episode. It's just
You're-
cats.
You're in the wrong place.
Oops, all cats.
Oops, all cats.
All right.
So Isabel, you are handing over the amulet.
I will hand the amulet over to Mr. Donis.
Who I guess gives it to Demi.
Oh, okay.
Are we just leaving this all up to her to do then? Or?
I don't even know how to do this. I'm
I think he's hoping I'll die.
kind of.
Moose.
Hi, Moose.
All right.
Say hi to Moose.
Well, I guess we'll see who can be louder.
Victoria takes up her cheerleading voice and starts yelling probably profanities or like, you know, like when you play Phasmophobia and you start taunting the ghost? That's
Yeah.
basically what she's
Yeah.
doing. You small whore, little piece of crap!
Hector would know. He's played Phasmophobia. That's how he learned about ghosts.
It
That's
is
how
how
we
we learned
learned about
about
ghosts.
ghosts.
Why do I feel like Hector and Victoria sit around playing Phasmophobia together now?
Please. Please.
Hey,
As-
That's canon.
And
As Hector
just-
makes a comment about who can be louder and Victoria starts screaming, Demi just is muttering nasty comments under her breath.
And then Hector just goes to the cage and starts bashing on it with his hammer and starts yelling, "Come on, you oversized milk cow!"
Wow.
Says,
That-
"Want something to
is that
eat?
racist?
I taste good. Come on!"
Debbie just looks at Isabel. I don't have to say it, right?
No, you don't. It's okay.
She just kind of walks to the center of the room by the boulder. And yeah, you all make a bunch of noise and inappropriate comments. Victoria yelling. Victoria, as all this is going on, I will say for you, you feel a little like warmth kind of in your eyes, and a little bit of your vision starts to return. Not all of it. It's like like you woke up and forgot to put your glasses on. So everything's kind of blurry, and you have a little bit of tunnel vision. You're not totally blind, but to do anything based on your vision, you have a -1 ongoing. So anything that would require you to see, but it's coming back. I'm not just gonna take away your eyeballs forever. It seems mean. It's too mean. So you make a bunch of noise. Demi sort of preparing herself in the center of the room near this boulder. Hector and Victoria screaming. Isabel and Hinks, what are you doing?
I guess like just ready to fire. And also
hold
I guess trap it right with the gate. Am I still slamming it down? Or are we
Mhm.
Okay.
I think that was the plan. Was to let it get in and then
I lost where the story went when I started thinking about like
About an incel
the
minotaur.
incel minotaur. That's okay. Yeah, I think the plan is to get it in and then shut it in here with you, so you can be on gate duty.
I
All right.
suppose she will guard Mr. Hanks, Professor.
Okay. So you get ready. There is screaming, yelling, and some profanity and some shaking of the gate. And then after a moment, you hear Hector, you probably hear it first because you're closest to the gate, but it's very loud. Hinks and Isabel, you're right there as well, and you've heard this before. The quickening thump of very, very large footsteps. And you hear them sort of pick up speed as something is running straight towards the gate. It reaches the gate, and Hector, you see it first as it sort of skids to a stop, sort of shouldering into the gate that you have let close, and you find yourself face to face with a heavily breathing bull's head. Very, very large, huge horns sort of curling out, sort of hunched over, but too tall to stand up straight in the halls of the labyrinth. And you can see it sort of dragging along the ground behind it, this huge double-bladed axe, and it kind of shoulders into the gate and snorts at you, eyes sort of narrowing now that it knows where the sound has come from.
All right, big guy. Doing this the easy way or the hard way?
Just growls at you.
Demi?
You gonna let it in, or?
Can you do your thing without us letting it in?
I can try. It might have to be in the center. She walks up next to you, sort of pulling the amulet out from under her, sliced up what's left of the shirt that she was wearing earlier before you crushed her to death with a hammer. And as she walks near it, you can see the sort of the outline of the sun shape start to glow just a little bit. And she walks up, puts a hand on the bar, and sort of looks at the creature in the face, and it is sort of angry and snorting and kind of rattling, sort of pushing against the bars, trying to get to you. She starts to mutter under her breath. Hinks and Isabel, you're nearby. I don't think you can understand what she's saying, unless either of you speak an ancient dialect of Greek.
She knows enough conversational Greek, to go on vacation, but no, she doesn't know Pondiaka or anything. No.
So she mutters a little bit, and you can see Hector, the creature, kind of cock its head like it's listening to her, and its eyes start to glaze over a little bit, but then it shakes its head like it's not taking. And it kind of shakes its head and snorts again and kind of rams into the bars again. And Demi kind of backs up.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's a situational piece.
Let's pop the lock on this thing then.
Just give me 1 second. Let me try something. Victoria is going to do something stupid. Victoria is going to try to tune in. Now that he is here, I'm going to try to tune into the thing that has control over its mind, or the thing that I sense that was jumbling things up. Does that make sense?
No.
So when I looked in his mind in the first place, you were saying that he, like, it seems like it was
Mhm.
all jumbled.
Yeah.
And it seemed like there was an outside force to that. So I'm going to try and see if I can connect, like, reach into his mind to connect to whatever that thing was.
Okay, so using him as a conduit, use that to grab connection. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll plus weird.
All right, let's go, champ. That's 10.
Okay. Yes, you get I think 3 hold
Yes.
for that.
2, 3.
So yeah, you reach out to the Minotaur again, kind of tuning into its mind. It is easier the second time around. You've done it before, so you
Mhm.
kind of know what to look for, and you sort of hook in, and the thoughts are they're still jumbled, and they're still not in any sort of any kind of perceivable order. There is less chaos than there was before, now that it is awake, but yeah, it is still it's kind of a mess in there.
Mhm.
So yeah, you start searching around for whatever's causing this, sort of trying to find another link to something outside. Also, you can spend one of your hold to find it, I'll say, since that's not really a question per se.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so you spend on your hold. You have 2 left for questions, and you getting a feel for sort of how this works and trying to figure out how the chaos is organized.
Mhm.
You kind of parse through and you find something that feels similar to the connection that you have, that is sort of latched on to a piece of this creature's mind, albeit much more permanent than yours would be. And so you grab onto that and try to figure out where it's going. You follow that thread, and very quickly the chaos sort of subsides and it is quiet, until you hit it almost feels like you hit a wall, following this thread, trying to find who is controlling the thing. And it is someone is there, someone's doing it, but they are really blocking you out.
Okay. I will use one of my hold to push further and figure out what he's planning to do.
Okay. Yeah, you try to push in, trying to find a weakness in this, and you do. You make it into a small sort of section of whoever's mind this is, and you start to get glimpses of memories, like images. A lot of them are of the water, of sort of the ocean, of crashing waves, things like that. There is a memory, just very briefly, this flash of a huge white bull. A couple of more flashes of things like that, and then you are tuned into people's emotions pretty well. There is just sort of attached to all of these memories, just this feeling of just really intense rage and anger. And there is this sort of want for it's not even really, wouldn't even classify it as like revenge or like vengeance. It is just this feeling of wanting other people to suffer.
I see. So he's an asshole. Okay. How can I attract his attention? I'll use my last hold.
The Minotaur or the dude?
The dude.
Because you already kind of have the Minotaur's attention.
Yeah.
How can you attract his attention?
Like, how can I get him here? Because that's the goal. Like, if we don't have to kill this Minotaur, Victoria doesn't want to have to kill it. Obviously.
I mean, the easiest option is to do something to the Minotaur. Either I mean, that is your easiest option because that's the connection you have. Either to try to sever that connection, or to cause it enough sort of heightened feeling or pain or whatever that is to get him to notice that something is going on. I mean, otherwise you can try to take what you know and try to summon him here. That's a possibility. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with magic. Your easiest bet is to use the con you have to let him know that you're there. What that's going to do to the Minotaur, hard to say.
Okay. Boy. So Victoria kind of does this thing with her hands that like kind of cat's cradles these strings between her fingers, and she kind of like pushes forward into this thing. Her eyes glow red like the string that she has in her hand, and she kind of comes back from it and she's like, oh, Theseus had a thing with a white bull, right? A white
The white bull is
cow.
That's what the well, that's how we got the Minotaur. You could say that's the Minotaur's father.
Gross. All right. Nope. That's all I needed to know. Anyways, that's all out of. I used my connection. I tried to get from the Minotaur to whoever's got a hold on his mind, and I saw lots of water and that white bowl and other. Sorry, that was at the beginning of the whole thing. What did I see anything else as far as like visuals?
No, that was pretty much it.
Okay. And if we want to get his attention, we do have to attack the Minotaur or like put him to sleep, or you know, the connection that this person has on him is pretty substantial. So if we do something to the Minotaur, it'll know.
So let's put it to sleep. We got to get it in here and get it to the center. Is that what I'm hearing?
Right.
Demi?
I think it's something about this room, specifically.
Well,
Something
I know
tells me
I
it's-
feel the most drowsy in my own bedroom, so I mean that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Something
If the
tells me we
stories are
might have
true, I
to-
think this is where he kills people and eats them, probably.
Something tells me we're gonna have to wear him down a little bit to get this to work.
Possible.
All right.
All right. I guess everyone stand back.
I don't need to be close.
I'm gonna stand next to Isabel because I still can't see very well, but I could feel him.
Okay.
Can we just shoot him through the door? I mean, like, there is a door between us. Anyway, it's fine.
I mean, it is
I
kind
can
of
try
like a deer
electrifying the
stand.
gate with the lightning gun. Although we do have 2 Nephilim.
I liked the electrifying thing. That sounds.
I mean, he is
devious,
holding the gate.
diabolical.
Yeah.
No, I'll give it a go.
Evil genius, even.
You do know none of your
Nice.
weapons are going to be able to kill it, right?
well,
Yep.
it hurt it at least. Well,
Maybe.
It's worth a shot.
The only thing I know for sure is going to do anything is the spear.
Then you go up front.
sounds like a plan.
All right. Let it in.
Does it? Do we have to lift the gate back up?
Hector closed it, so. Yeah. Otherwise, it would be in here with you right now.
You
Yeah,
said
yeah,
that
yeah,
there's,
yeah.
Like, can we see the mechanism for opening it in here now that we're in the room?
You can see there's like coming from the gate, there is kind of like a groove in the stone that runs like away from it and down. It looks like the mechanism for whatever is actually like lifting it and closing it, there's no levers or anything, is like inside the wall. So you all have been able to sort of force it.
We feel around at the wall. Is there like a loose brick or something that we can push on to get this thing open? Some sort of. That seems weirdly impractical. Alright, well, don't let it gore me while I'm opening the gate.
No promises. Oh, sorry, you probably weren't talking to me.
Right. Hector will try to force open the gate and then immediately bamf back away from it.
Okay. To do these things in quick succession, please form your roll to act under pressure, Hector.
Great. This is where Hector dies.
Oh, don't say that.
I am going to remember to actually roll from the move this time. Oh, it's a 10.
Okay, great. So yeah, you all see Hector sort of strain for a moment, kind of off to the side, and then all at once throw the portcullis up over his head. As soon as he does, the Minotaur takes this opportunity and charges through, just as Hector, in a flap of feathers, disappears from in front of it, as it was about an inch away from him, and appears on the other side of the room, close to where you want to be. Who you want to be next to? Demi?
I guess behind Demi.
Okay. Cool and also petty appears
If he had a
behind.
red cape, he'd be holding it right behind her.
Of course he would. Appears right behind Demi, as the Minotaur sort of, there's this horrible like scraping sound as it drags this huge double-bladed axe along with it and charges into the room, throws it up and grabs it in both of its massive hands, and charges horns down toward the two Nephilim in the room.
Can I shoot it?
it? You can when we get back from break.
Hey!
So think about what you want to do in this moment, because we are going to go ahead and take a quick bio break. We're also going to take a chat mandated water break, because as Saucefire says, sip time, nerds. So everybody drink some water, and we will be back in just a couple of minutes. We're going to take a quick break, and yeah, stick around to see what happens next and if anybody dies.
So that's when I said you could stick your. Oh,
Welcome
both did
back.
bits.
Thank you for that, Mr. T-Pain. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks, T-Pain, for
Thanks,
everything you have done for this stream. Hi, everybody. We're going to pick back up right where we left off with T-Pain and Chris Angel having a monster hunting adventure.
No, that's a show
Just
I want to
kidding.
see.
What even is this show?
one
anymore?
shot win.
It's the 50th episode. I can say whatever I want.
When has that ever stopped us, though?
It hasn't.
True.
Saltfire was the real T-Pain. I promise. So we are going to pick back up where we left off as the Minotaur charges toward Hector and Demi. Put on the whip.
Shoot her!
So it is
Bring it
charging
down,
for the
bring
two
it
of you, axe in hand, getting ready to swing. Isabel and Victoria and Hinks, you were ready for this.
Yes.
Isabel wants to shoot it,
Yes.
so we'll start there.
Okay.
Let's roll to kick some ass.
Cool. That's a 10.
Okay, so how much harm does your gun do?
3.
3. Okay. You get to pick one off of the list as well. The 10
I
plus
take
list.
less harm.
You do. All right, Isabel.
She's squish.
As Minotaur sort of charges past, you wait, sort of leveling the first shot. The rifle goes off. And you said 3 harm.
3.
The rifle goes off and the bullet impacts into sort of the hard side, like the meat of the Minotaur's shoulder, and ricochets back toward you, just catching, sort of grazing your arm. You're not going to take the full harm from that. You're only going to take 1. Just a graze. But it does not make a dent. It has a lot of armor.
Damn it.
Victorian Hinks. You were prepared for this?
Yes, Rob?
What'd you like to do? Yeah, Rob making a face.
Did I stabilize last episode?
You both did.
Yeah, you both did.
I never unmarked it, so I almost just shit myself.
No.
Still at 4.
Kelly was able to
That's
stabilize
right.
both of you.
That's right.
Yeah, so you're
Did I-
stable. You
But I'm
did
still
not.
at 4.
Yes, you're still at 4. You didn't heal anymore, but
Dope.
you're stable. You're not taking any more sort of persistent harm.
Cool, great.
I can't imagine how that would be pretty scary.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, maybe I should rethink my involvement here and just kind of like cheerlead. But no, heck it, I'm shooting my lightning gun.
Okay, shoot the lightning gun, please roll. As you level a shot shortly after Isabel. What you got?
Oh, that's a 12.
Well, have you advanced
Two-fisted
XMS?
science. No, unfortunately, I don't have any advanced. I'm not that far
I
yet.
couldn't remember how many improvements you
Yeah.
have. All right. So
Soon.
yeah, you get to pick from the list.
I think I'm going to inflict terrible harm.
Okay. So
So-
how much would that be?
4 total.
4 total. you levy a shot at the Minotaur, and the lightning sort of crackles. Most of it sort of moves over its skin, is kind of grounded into the ground, but you can see it's left kind of some burn marks across one side of it. It doesn't seem too bothered by this, but
Troubling.
you've made a dent. It's some of its fur is smoking. Some you can see kind of a large burn mark across near where Isabel had fired at it. Victoria, as all of this is
Oh.
happening at once.
I still can feel its mind, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna try another big whammy. Because I don't know if Jinx will do anything, so let's go, champ!
Go ahead and roll.
Did it go? That's an 8!
Okay, so you inflict harm on each other. How much harm you big whammy do?
2. Obvious ignore armor.
Ignore armor. That's the ticket. You take advantage of the this mine that you have tuned into, and fire off sort of a pulse of like mental energy, and you can see, especially Hector, as it is sort of running towards you, you could see it sort of reel back for a second as Victoria assaults its mind, which hurts it, but it does not stop as it charges towards the two of you and goes to swing this huge axe across to try to hit both you and Demi. Demi is going to try to roll out of the way and use how long it takes it to swing the very giant axe as an opportunity to try to attack it. What are you gonna do?
She's on those Dark Soul strats.
Yeah, she's dodge rolls behind it, and then
Does she have iframes?
Steps what?
I said, does she have iframes? Can I get that upgrade?
No.
Is my inventory
It's-
low enough that?
No, it's spear only.
Oh, man. Okay. That was a stupid joke. You
It's
should
a-
just tell me to shut up.
No.
I played Dark Souls for like one day on stream, and it was a mistake. So
It's always a
all
mistake.
over my head.
I'm going to. Hector wants to do sort of the opposite. He's going to try
figured.
to. I mean, either using his angel wings or just leaping towards the Minotaur, is going to try to get on top of it and grab onto its horns and try to steer it towards the center of the room. Like, again, trying to keep him away from the rest of the group, just trying to like grapple this thing.
Okay.
watchful
so Demi's gonna
riding,
get out of
so-
the way. What?
You try to figure out
this?
what move this would be, because I don't.
I want to call it. I want to call it protect someone
Oh, that fits for me.
because of the options if you succeed. So yeah, go ahead and roll plus tough.
Okay, I'm good at that. That's a 13.
Okay.
I've advanced this move too.
Okay, on a 12 plus, you defend them perfectly. Both you and the people you're protecting are unharmed. If you were protecting a bystander, they also become your ally. No,
Demi's my ally now.
no, she's not a bystander.
Well, I have to say, maybe someone in the 14 other group that we're protecting will want to be Hector's friend.
Maybe. But no, Demi is not a bystander. She's not
Okay.
your ally. But
Well-
you don't suffer any of the negative consequences that you would have. So you all see Hector run. I'm gonna close the Roll20 chat. You see Hector run and sort of leap up at the last second, sort of over the low swing of the axe and landing on top of the Minotaur, sort of scrambling over, grabbing onto its horns. Like, I don't know what this is like. I have no reference to make.
Monster
Like
Hunter.
Shadow of the Colossus, I
Oh
guess.
yeah, that was too.
And starts to sort of wrestle with it and steer it sort of towards the center of the room, away from the rest of you, no worse for wear, as it sort of charges and is like flailing, trying to get Hector off of it. Taking this as an opportunity, Demi flips the spear around and from one knee sort of drives it into the Minotaur's side, inflicting some harm, as you see some blood start to spill from the side of the beast. So you sort of direct it. Hector, it goes to try it lets go of the axe with one hand and goes to try to grab you and sort of rip you off of it. What are you all doing? As Hector directs the thing towards the center of the room. And it tries to squash Hector like a bug.
Jinx? You owe me a Coke?
I'm
You
just
can
gonna shoot it
certainly
again.
try. You're gonna shoot it?
I mean, yeah, like I'll let Victoria do her thing, but that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. Do you have to roll for Jinx?
Yes, I do. I roll plus
Okay.
weird.
Alright, let's roll plus weird.
Post it in the chat.
Oh, perfect. I love that you
well-
can do that on these sheets. I don't have to
Uh,
search for shit.
Did it not roll?
did not
It
roll, it
showed me the
just showed
move,
me.
but it didn't roll the dice.
Oh, okay. I think I got excited.
Oh.
That's a 12! Ayo!
Spend your hold too. I guess I'll never know.
Spend
All right,
your
so
hold.
you get 2 hold for the 12. That's 10 plus. You can spend them as you so choose. Would you like to spend one now?
Yes, I would like to. So as Victoria casts this Jinx, she takes the string that she has been using to kind of get inside his mind, and she kind of like wraps around one of her fingers and pulls it tight to kind of yank it like a those little dolls you do things with to like hurt people.
A voodoo doll.
Voodoo doll, yes, thank you. And I would like him to trip and fall into let's see. I can interfere with a monster, minion, or bystander with what they're trying to do. So I would like to try and interfere and make him trip and fall into the boulder.
Okay. So essentially interfere with him harming Hector.
Yeah.
Forgets that point. Okay, yeah. So the other two of you that are sort of hanging back, you see Victoria sort of wrap the string and pull, and as she does, the hooves of the Minotaur sort of skid on a particularly slick stone. It gets kind of caught up, and Hector, you are pitched forward and go kind of tumbling off but over the stone, kind of landing on the floor on the other side as the Minotaur kind of crashes into it. Into the boulder in the center of the room and is disoriented for a moment, the axe sort of falling from its hand. Hinks, you want to shoot it?
Lightning!
Yeah.
So as it crashes into the boulder, Hinks, you fire another shot from the lightning gun.
Yeah.
All right, roll for me.
7.
Okay, so you inflict harm on each other. You. How much harm it do?
3.
3. Okay. So you fire the shot off just as the creature is reaching down, sort of getting its bearings again, reaching down to sort of scoop up the axe. And as it hears the gun goes off, it turns all supernaturally fast to see where the sound is coming from. The gun sort of hits it center mass and is sort of directed to the metal of the axe that it is now holding, which sort of starts to arc off in a bunch of different directions. one of them sort of heading back where it came from, sort of following the thread back to the gun, which becomes hot in your hand. It's going to burn you for 2 harm.
Owie.
Do you have armor?
I do.
How much?
So minus whatever your armor is.
1.
Alrighty, so just 1.
Now, if I take additional harm, do I become unstable again?
No.
Okay, tight.
It's complicated when it gets this high. If something were to happen that were to cause you to be unstable,
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
That feels undeserved.
Ow, it hurts a lot.
And you have a heart attack.
Oh no!
No, you're still stable. Okay. So yeah, and again, there's this kind of like smoldering from the fur on its like arm and hand. Hasn't done anything yet. Isabel.
Her gun did nothing. Sid was waiting around to see if anyone fucked up a roll because she has a good help move. That's about
Okay.
all she can do right now.
You want to wait?
Yes, I'll hold off, and if I can help someone out, that's
Yeah.
what she'll do.
I think.
Okay.
Sid,
Okay.
sorry, did you pick up oops?
No, because
Oh.
I didn't know if I could or not, because I think it was already out in the ether that someone had it, but I couldn't remember who.
I think Hector, now he's been thrown off the bolt, is going to try to do his part by jumping, since the creature has crashed into the boulder. Is it still kind of like on the boulder a bit?
So it has picked its axe back up. It's turned around, so it is looking. Its back is to you currently, so it's looking towards Hinks, who fired off this loud sort of shot. But it's right up next to the boulder. It hasn't moved yet.
Okay. I think what Hector wants to try to do is run over the boulder to be like a little bit above it, and try to swing down with the hammer to like crack into the Minotaur's skull and like drive it down into the boulder like an anvil.
Okay. Yeah. Go and roll kicks mess.
All right. That's an 8.
Okay. So you can inflict harm on each other. So yeah, you go launching yourself over the boulder and kind of swinging around and back, sort of cracking down into the Minotaur skull. So it is hit and sort of falls backwards into the boulder. How much harm does hammer do?
3 harm, stun, holy.
Holy.
3 harm, hand, stun, holy, but I assume the hand doesn't.
That's just the range.
Yeah.
Looking at his stats. Okay. Yes. So that's not what I meant to put. Okay. So yeah, you and it unexpectedly you crack down, sort of knock it back into the boulder, and there is this loud cracking sound as its head sort of connects, crushed under the hammer, and another crack in this boulder sort of opens up underneath it as you have knocked it down with quite a bit of force. It stumbles trying to get up for a second, but takes the axe and sort of wildly swings it around backwards to connect with you. You have
Fuck me
armor,
up, fam.
Hector?
Yeah. I have armor, and then I have immortal.
Okay, you're gonna take 5 harm.
That brings me to full.
Okay. The Minotaur, from where it is, sort of swings around wildly backwards, the axe just embedding itself in Hector's chest, and as it yanks it out, there's sort of this huge spray of blood across the room, and Hector stops and just falls backwards onto the ground, not moving. The Minotaur stumbles forward, dropping the axe to the ground, sort of holding its head, and falls to a knee, clearly disoriented by what has just happened. And then Demi on the side of it goes, shit, and flips the spear around, comes around the other side of the boulder and drives it into the side of the Minotaur, which sort of screams in pain and sort of doubles over, another sort of large blood splatter covering the floor. She grabs the amulet, sort of makes her way around to the front and just takes it and sort of presses it into the forehead of the Minotaur, sort of muttering under her breath very quickly. And it sort of takes a deep breath and doesn't try to stand back up. It just sort of sits there, kind of on one knee, breathing heavily.
I'm gonna move over to Hector.
Yeah,
go
Hanks-
go
yeah.
get Hector.
Hanks is gonna rush over to him and try to stabilize him. If he can.
Do I sense his thoughts? Do I sense anything from him?
From Hector?
Yes.
No.
I guess trying to first aid, checking for a pulse.
Yeah.
Trying to staunch blood.
Yeah, I'd like to attempt first aid.
If this doesn't work, I have an idea.
Does not work.
Dope.
He did.
Victoria is going to attempt to do something beyond human limitations and grab his soul before it leaves his body. And like just yank him back.
Go ahead and roll plus weird.
It's a 9.
Okay. You run over, sort of close your eyes, focusing for a second, and opening them. Because you can see magical influences and things. The magical essence that is usually sort of ever present around Hector is gone. You see just a little bit of it, kind of what was left of it, leaving his body. You go to grab onto it to hang on to it. You hold it in place for a second before it just sort of slips through and is gone.
Victoria still can't see super well, but she is going to like try and see what's going on with the Minotaur.
You reach out to the Minotaur. Its mind, it looks like Demi is essentially holding it in place. Its mind has sort of calmed. There's not a lot going on there. It is sort of just kind of stuck in a cycle, essentially a slower moving version of what was there before. There's no real train of thought or anything, but the sort of malice that would have been there before is gone, or is at least sort of stuck behind something as she just kind of like holds it there.
Okie dokie.
And she's just kind of looking at the rest of you. What now?
Something just happened on the screen. I don't know what it was.
That was me trying to get fancy and it didn't. The PNG didn't work.
Are you trying to put an X over you?
Yes, I was trying to, but it.
Stop it.
You know,
was
I hate when
amazing.
things are labeled as a PNG and then it's not a PNG. That's
That was great.
There's a special place in hell for people that upload things labeled as PNGs,
PNGs with
that are
backgrounds.
just checkerboard things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Demi looks at the rest of you and says, "So what now?"
Well, how did you come back?
I don't know. I just do.
So perhaps this happens to Hector as well.
Doubt it.
Care to elaborate?
He and his mom don't have the same relationship that I have with mine. I don't come back. I get sent back.
Ah. So you get sent to your mother.
Essentially.
Well, how do we get to the plane of...
We know people, Mr. Hanks.
We'll figure it out. Victoria stands up. All right, Theseus! Your Minotaur's our bitch now. Get down here.
You shout this out, Victoria, and I think a little more time has passed, so your vision is starting to return to you more fully, and you see across the room in this stone chair that was sort of sitting up and away. Victoria, you see it first, because you can see sort of magical influences. This sort of shimmer start to appear, and then a figure appears sitting in the chair. I would say like a middle-aged Greek man, sort of tanned skin, dark curly hair, traditional sort of Greek garb, circlet around his head. I'm trying really hard to ignore the stream right now. This is serious. You're dead. Sitting in the chair, sort of tall, sandals on, sort of kicked back. You should learn your history.
Victoria's clearly in a very upsetty mood, so if she talks to Theseus, I'm just telling you guys, if she talks to Theseus, whoever this is, she is not, it's probably not going to go well. So if somebody else would like to do the talking,
Do we see him now? Is he visible
Yeah,
to the rest of
he's
us?
fully appeared.
Then perhaps you are, let me take another guess, the husband of the mother of the Minotaur, then?
Most people would call me the king of Crete, but I suppose you're technically correct.
Ah. So, this has continued over the years.
Congratulations. The first to ever best the beast.
let us out.
I could.
You will. That's the agreement, is it not? Those who best the beast are released.
I don't recall ever making an agreement with anyone.
Well then, all y'all need to get your myths straight or whatever. It's very confusing. There's lots of different versions of things.
Well, you think your history is any less confusing?
No, it's terrible. Well, are you going to release us or not?
I suppose I could.
And all these other innocent people, too.
Oh, yes. They can go.
And now that the creature has been defeated, you won't do this again.
Like I said, I never made an agreement with any of you. Did Theseus send you?
Nope.
No, you just kidnapped several people from our town.
Usually he's trying to interfere. I think the guilt gets to him.
So he's still around then?
Of course. He lives nearby. I assume he keeps showing up at my front door.
Well, either you don't do this again, or every single time that this happens, we will come back here, best the beast, and you'll have to release him anyways. That seems like a lot more paperwork to me.
I don't know, sounds rather entertaining. Does get sort of boring when they just scream and then die.
How are you still alive?
People with my blood live a very long time.
What? The Greeks? Is it that Mediterranean diet? I hear that. It's supposed to be really good for you.
Mm-hmm. The dress.
suppose it might help. No. The blood of Zeus runs in my veins. I thought you knew your mythology.
Like I said, there's a lot of different versions of things floating around.
Then let me clear it up for you.
Please do.
Minos, son of Zeus, king of Crete.
Does Victoria sense from Demi that she could kill this thing? Like, does it seem like it's almost dead, the Minotaur?
It is injured. It's not like on the brink of death, though.
Okay.
If she lets it go, it still has some fight in it.
Yeah.
Oh, and number one enemy of Poseidon.
Now I wonder, why hasn't he come for you yet?
Huh.
Poseidon.
Oh, he has. He ruined my entire life.
Right, the whole bastard son thing.
You grow to care for children over the years, even if they're not yours, I suppose.
Is that why you've corrupted his mind so much?
That was a unintended side effect. He was not meant to live this long. Where am I going to get another Minotaur?
You could just have your wife fuck a bull again.
Victoria, not helpful right now.
Not all of the myths are literal.
So please say something, I have to come back.
Do we see the circlet on his head?
Yep.
Is it glowing, or she doesn't know anything about fucking magic?
No. It's just
Just a
fancy.
circlet, as if he's king. Cool. Cool. Cool.
So, you wish to leave? You wish to slay the beast? You wish to kill me?
Quite honestly, we'd just like to take our fallen friend and all of these innocent people and get the hell out of here.
Fair enough. You know, I did not peg him as the one that would die.
Well, he wasn't the first.
Sure, he won't be the last.
Well,
Usually
Lisa.
people at least ask nicely.
we did when we bested your beast.
Well,
Oh, King Minos.
I'm still calling it cheating.
King of Crete. Stepfather to the Minotaur. Would you be so kind as to release us from this goddamn press him. Please.
I will not. But she will. He sits there for a moment as another figure materializes next to him, trying to decide if any of you recognize her. Because I can't remember who's met who. I know some of you don't, so I'll just describe her. She appears next to him, sort of hand on his shoulder, and kind of looks over all of you. Impressive. Walks over to the Minotaur, kind of lays a hand on top of its head, and you see some of its wounds start to close up, and then it kind of its eyes start to close, and it sort of falls asleep, lays down in the center. You see, dressed in a sort of Grecian-inspired, sort of black draped dress on one shoulder, black sandals, and a belt sort of cinched at the waist in the shape of a snake. Long red hair. A woman walk to the center of the room, to the boulder, lay a hand on it, and in the large crack of it, you see some sort of crackling, sort of dark red light appear. She just says, "You're free to go."
I think the only one would be Victoria.
I don't know if Victoria knows her or not.
She met her.
Did Victoria meet her?
I don't know who it is. I can't tell you.
Fucking bitch face demon lady.
It's Angula.
It's Angula.
The demon Angula.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. I'm confused.
Her mom was Hecate.
Oh. Okay.
I know 3 of you haven't met her. You're free to go.
Pasiphae, I assume.
I wish. Why for the
Her
king?
name's Angula.
I thought you looked familiar.
You know her?
No, it's a strong word.
Got some new friends.
Plenty.
I'll tell Sally you say hello. You got about 10 seconds before it closes.
We have to open the door to get everyone back out. Do we have enough time to do this?
They will open the door.
Okay.
The door magically opens.
Stick an
People
arm.
who are in charge of the labyrinth can open the doors. She sort of waves a hand. The door opens. I'd run along now.
Try to drag Hector, I guess. Wondering what the fuck's happening.
You drag Hector through the portal. Take the hostages with you.
I still have one hold.
Mhm.
I would like to use that to target loses something that you will soon find.
On.
I mean, if I can target Angula, then yeah.
Sure. Okay. So sort of letting the last of the jinx fade, she stops, turns around kind of halfway, shakes her head, keeps walking. And y'all make your way through the portal. You find yourselves soon after on the beach near the Standing Stone in the sand, in a little cove behind Old Clambake's house, where you entered, but with a much larger group.
Fuck, how are we gonna get all these people back to the United States?
It's a really good question. Okay, everyone. Let's clear back, and we know the gentleman that lives here. So just wait one moment. We'll figure out what the next steps are.
These people are just in shock at this point. There's very little talking amongst them. But you do hear puttering around the corner. Your friend and mine, Old Clambake.
I think Victoria is very anxious in this moment, and she just like turns to Clambake, and obviously Victoria's not very communicative at this point, but she's like, "Can you fix him?" Just as he rounds the corner.
Hey, hello to you too. What's happened?
He fell in battle.
He's dead.
Oh. Now he cannot fix Old Clambake's roof.
Well, if you fix him, then he can. Can you do that?
Is that among your many gifts, Mr. Clambake?
Oh, I have a lot of gifts. I cannot do this alone.
What sort of help would you need? We are more than happy to assist you.
Come on. Bring him back. He turns
like
around,
Four of us are lifting him,
Starts-
like dragging him.
making his way back
Just get
to
his foot.
his home.
I must know what sort of protein powder Mr. Adonis uses. Oh,
It's about the bulking, not about the protein.
oh, Lord.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at chat saying, way to get out of the roof repair job. That's what this was.
My whole plan.
Sad to
On
get
a
out
elaborate
of-
ruse to get out of re-shingling Clambake's roof.
You take Hector back to Old Clambake's house, lay him out. The rest of the folks with you, Kelly sort of making her way to the front, asking if she can help. This music isn't sad enough. You lay Hector out sort of on a cleared off table with a sheet thrown over it. And Clambake sort of looks him over as Kelly comes to the front, and Demi too, sort of standing off to the side. She looks over him, kind of watches Clambake for a minute. So this is awkward.
Yeah. Do you intend to go down there every time someone is taken?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter who it is, whether they're your pupils or not.
Yeah, I'm working on a way to kill King Bitch.
then just go.
I can help.
Victoria, I understand you're upset, but if someone can help with what we need right now, we should let them.
Fine.
Look, I know the big idiot hates me, okay? But I've never been out to kill him. That's a him thing.
I will be perfectly honest. I'm coming in a little new to all of this, so I'm not 100% sure what's the feud is here. But
His mom hates my mom, and he takes everything very literally.
I see. Well, I mean, I definitely had some school chums, and folks didn't necessarily get along. But I mean, should that really be y'all's problem when it comes down to it, right?
You'll have to ask him.
Well, if you are willing to stick around and help bring him back, maybe we can all ask him.
All right.
All right. Mr. Clambake, what do you require?
Well, how many of you are skilled in magic? Yes, I know you.
Sorry.
You. Kelly also comes to the front. All right. A healer. A Nephilim. An angry Italian.
You
This
know we
can-
get things done.
I was about to say, I think I know which one that I'm betting on in a fight. That's just me.
Oh, please. Oh, Clambake does not mean this as an insult. So, he starts sort of giving out instructions, placing you different places. So this hasn't come up before. Bringing someone back from the dead requires big magic. For this in particular, someone is going to have to use magic. You're going to need a lot of people to help, which you have. And it has some potential side effects.
I
This
will
is-
be the one using magic.
You'll be the one using magic.
Just to clear
yes,
it up, too. Val, you want us to bring Hector back? Yes.
Yeah, I already talked to Savannah about
I
that.
already asked,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I made sure to ask. But yes, no, technically, we've only ever resurrected Val's characters. And the Wynn thing was a little bit different because Wynn did it to himself. So you have the things you need. This is going to take a bit. It is going to take some time. But so with old Clambake standing there kind of over Hector, Demi, and Kelly on one side, Victoria on the other, they start to prepare the ritual. Go ahead and roll to use magic.
Okay. Just making sure I don't have +1 from anything, but let's go, Jam. It's an 11.
Okay, the magic works. So you channel the magic, very focused in this moment. What does this look like?
So Victoria basically on top of Hector are these there is a red string that pulls out from underneath him that's been severed. And Victoria is like pulling down and like manipulating to unsever the thread that he has to the fates. So she's like kind of manipulating this thing to grow it and to like reattach the fibers of the thread so that he isn't dead anymore.
Okay. So you perform this ritual, sort of reattaching the threads slowly, methodically. This takes the better part of an hour for you to do this, focused and careful and quiet, with Clambake and the other two, Demi and Kelly, sort of essentially helping to channel the magic. It's a lot of magic, and there are a couple of times where you can feel yourself sort of fading, and so they are sort of supplementing you with the magic that they have to get you there, to get you to the end. The rest of you, Victoria, I don't think you notice because of what you're doing, but the rest of you sort of notice as he sort of channels his own magic into the ritual to kind of bolster Victoria. Clambake's the way that Clambake looks, his like visage is changing. Bit by bit, his sort of gray hair starts to thicken a little bit. It starts to turn blonde, like a golden blonde. The sort of wrinkles start to fade as the magical facade he's been keeping up is drained and ultimately disappears. And by the end of the ritual, there is a young, maybe 30 years old looking man, tan skin, blonde hair, standing there in front of you. Victoria, as you weave together the last threads, you see Hector take a breath. Before you react, Hector, I need you to roll minus weird.
And Hector has a negative weird, so he gets to add.
So it'll be a
one.
plus.
Yeah.
So you add one to this roll.
Okie dokie. What? Sorry, I was scrolling through some stuff on my sheet, and now it's. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna add. There we go. Alright, it's a 10.
Okay. You can mark an experience. And what you'll do is pick from any of the options, either from the 7 to 9 list or from the miss list. I'm not going to ask you to tell us your choice now, because we're going to put it into motion before we say what it is. But that's how that would work. So you do get to mark experience. Hector takes a breath, a slow, sort of deep breath, and then his eyes fly open and he sits bolt upright.
You're all right.
It's all right.
We brought you back.
It's okay. We're at Clambake's house.
He summons
Hector,
his
are you
hammer,
all right?
holding it like in front of him for a moment, defensively.
You're safe.
And then there's a flapping of angel wings and it disappears.
Well, he's not healed. Should I go after him?
He'll be all right. He's all right enough to move. might need a moment.
Is this the first time he's come back? Demi
Yeah.
asks.
As far as I know.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough. You're gonna want to let him process for a bit.
Did we just rip him out of heaven?
No. Well, I don't know for sure.
I don't know.
But from what I believe, it's kind of a limbo situation before he gets settled.
So was it just a strange transition? Oh,
I did literally rewrite the fates, so we did.
and his mother is a celestial being, so did he maybe
Yeah.
get yelled at over there? Is what you're telling me?
I don't know. Shoot him a text message and just be like, hey, when you're ready, we're available. Don't do anything stupid. Yeah, I'll give him like 5 hours. I'll give him 2 hours.
All right. Well, while y'all were doing that, I got in touch with Jackie, and if we're quick, we can catch one of the sightseeing tours before we send all these folks home. I managed to get business class. I couldn't get everyone into first, so.
You bought everyone business class tickets? Those are fucking expensive.
Oh, honey, I just write it off. It's fine.
All right.
Technically, all of these individuals are now consultants on my next book.
Fair. All right.
So I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Call me if you need me, I guess. Not if Hector wants to kill me again.
We'll have words with him. No. If we need anything, we'll be in touch.
I'd say it's been a pleasure.
It's been a terrible ordeal. That's fine. You don't have to lie, darling.
Oh, and she looks at you, Victoria. That's a really big rewrite you just did. This is gonna sound like a threat, I realize, but I'd watch your back.
Victoria doesn't say anything, but she looks like she knows.
Catch you later. And Demi, in a very similar flap of wings, a feather floating to the ground, disappears.
Picking up that feather for Professor Hanks.
Passes it over.
She left it. Mr. Hanks, a specimen for you.
Thank you.
It looks like like an eagle feather. But it's real big. Like this.
Well, now that we don't believe that she's out to kill us, I mean, she said to call her. I don't know if just looking up to the heavens and shouting her name will work, but now that you have this,
I'm sure we can find her number somehow.
or perhaps Professor Hanks could come up with some sort of communication device.
Hanks,
Yeah.
did you hear what she said? The woman who gave us the portal here?
Specifically what?
I'll tell Sally you said hi.
Oh, yes. I imagine she originates from whatever corner of hell Sally calls home these days.
So that's
Wait.
our Sally, Ms. Lamar, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I thought she was dead. I didn't think she went back to hell.
Well, this is all speculation, seeing as I'm working with limited information on demons, but it stands to reason if somebody like Demi went back to where she came from when she died and was sent back, the other side of the coin may function the same way. Again, all theories. I only have gleaned so much from the Hellmouth.
The Hellmouth?
Yes, portal to hell that young Abigail is currently surveilling for me.
What?
It's in a warehouse.
In Cedar Grove?
Within the limits, yes.
There's a Hellmouth in Cedar Grove.
Oh, yes.
It's
Under secure.
closed. It's closed.
Well, closed-ish.
Heck. Hanks?
Hmm?
Are you telling me that the Hellmouth is actually still open?
Like I said, under surveillance, yes.
Victoria blinks out.
Okay.
Kelly pipes up. Can I just how many of you can do that?
Just those two, darling.
I'm working on it, but no, I cannot.
I have to fly the old-fashioned way, which is on an airplane, which is where all of us need to be getting to in the next several hours if we want to make it back to Georgia. So, private chartered plane, because none of these people got kidnapped with their passports, I'm assuming. So,
No. All right. Isabel and Hinks, you take the rescued citizens of Cedar Grove, all 14 of them, shocked, confused, questioning their entire sort of world paradigm, but no worse for wear. On a plane, back to Georgia.
oh look, the in-flight movie is that Hamilton flick.
Bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, bum, boo.
You watch Hamilton.
Several
All the way
times.
back.
I mean, it's a 10.5-hour flight, so.
And everyone but Hinks has a great. I don't actually know how Hinks would feel about watching the same musical about 4 times in a row.
Indifferent, probably.
Indifferent. That makes sense. Yeah, you make it back to Georgia. It's uneventful. Everybody makes it home. The next few days are a little rough, awkward.
Jet lag. Whew.
Jet lag for one. You don't hear from Hector. Victoria, if you seek him out at any point, you can't find him.
Oh boy.
So,
Am I on red or does it show it just delivered? I need to know. With the text message I sent him.
Just delivered. He doesn't. It doesn't look like he's checking his phone.
which is not out of character.
True. Boy, I hate to play this card now, but there might be a time when Victoria goes to check on Sabrina.
Okay. We'll hold on to that for next time. We'll put that in the time break because at the beginning of the next episode.
Time break.
Thank you. We're going to have a time break because I do
Time break.
want to leave you with this. it's a few days later, about a week or so after all this has happened. Victoria, you've been trying to get in touch with Hector, have considered finding Sabrina, going to check on her. Whatever sort of discussions happen around all of that and Demi and the Hellmouth, we will think about those because I'm sure you all are going to want those to happen. But somewhere, well, not somewhere, in his house where he lives with his girlfriend and all of his knives, Win Crowley. You're asleep. You've fallen asleep on the couch. I don't know, watching the game
Yes, the game. It
or
was a good
something.
game.
He likes sports, right?
Yeah.
I'm
what
Wayne
do we
Crowley,
mean?
and I like
It's
sports, and I wear
he's
my hat backwards.
Watching basketball.
Watching basketball. All right, you sort of. I have no idea. You sort of dozed off.
If it's March, well, I don't know if we're in current time.
It's not. It's like June.
Oh shoot.
When are
Okay.
sports? It's
watching
gonna. Well, it's a week later.
baseball.
It was June 11th, so it's like a week later.
Okay.
I don't know. You're watching something. You've dozed off. This is not important at all to what I'm trying to say. You've dozed off on the couch. And suddenly you are started awake by a voice in the back of your mind. Win Crowley.
Well, who's there? Reaches for a knife.
Win Crowley. Can you hear us?
Who's that? Malfi?
Hello.
Hey. What's going on?
You said we could find you if there was trouble.
Yeah, no, definitely. What's happening?
There's trouble in the park.
The park. What's going on?
You should call your ranger.
What?
The boundaries are being crossed.
Boundaries.
There's a line. Your ranger has half, and the other one has half, but the other one is crossing the line.
I don't understand.
The animals, they're not all just the animals. How to explain? You should talk to your ranger.
I will. Are you all safe?
We have hidden until the war is done.
Wait, the war?
The lines are being crossed.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know what lines you're talking about.
Your ranger protects us. The others, they are supposed to stay on their side. They don't want to. He's going to need your help.
All right. Yeah. I'll go talk to him. Can I come find y'all if I have more questions?
Yes.
All right.
Goodbye, Wing Crowley.
Bye. Immediately stands up and starts looking around. Grabs his hat. He goes running out the front door, sending a text to the group.
And that is where we're going to end our session for the day. Happy 50th episode.
Happy 50th episode, everybody!
Hector died.
Hector
died.
fucking died, yo!
There was ever a time for it to happen.
Jesus!
I guess it was today,
I
but you got
really-
Mothman back.
I really sat there deciding if I was gonna like spend luck to reduce the damage, and I was like, nah. This is so much more cool.
Do that. All right. I've already pushed you a little bit over time, and for that, I apologize. So, very quickly, at the end of the session, the keeper will ask the following questions. Did we conclude the current mystery?
Yes.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
We brought someone back from the dead.
You also got 14 people out of there
Oh,
without
yeah,
a
those
scratch
folks
on them.
too. Yeah.
You'd save someone from actual death.
Yeah.
A lot, so many. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yeah.
So much.
Fucking
So
Angula
much.
should have
A
died
lot,
a long
lot.
goddamn time ago.
She just keeps coming back.
I'm a fucking killer. Fucking
That
killer.
seems to be a habit with these characters that we hate.
But I'm no.
The
Sid,
more you
Sid
hate them,
is going
the
to kill
more
her.
inclined
Like,
I am to make them show back up.
Sal's fucking dead. So Sid's gonna kill her. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Hector can't come back of his own accord.
Apparently, Victoria can bring people back from the dead with help.
Yes, both.
And she might be in trouble.
she might be in trouble. She might be in trouble. So that's worse. So 2 XP for everyone.
Level up.
Some of you got a few XP this time. All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us today. Thank you to my lovely players for playing. I just almost accidentally hit the voice mod button again. Please no, please. And
Mr. T-Pain, would
T-Pain,
you like
sign
to
us
say
out.
goodbye?
T-Pain. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us for our 50th episode. Thank you to my lovely players for playing this game. We will be back 1 week from today with a new mystery. And once again, the return of Wynn Crowley, the return of Mothman, and Mutt Danson in danger. Any last words? Anything anybody wants to promote?
Happy 50.
Yeah. Happy 50th.
Happy 50th episode!
50. That's what
And
that show
I
says.
kick.
And I kick and I stretch.
Yeah, 8:30 p.m. EST. Check out my channel, LB Hackabup. We're gonna play our D&D game. Savvy's gonna be there.
I'll be there!
Yay!
Anybody else?
Elegant Magics this Thursday here, 8 o'clock Eastern. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. Anybody else? Okay, well. In that case, good game and good night, Internet.